you doing? Give me a coffee, please. An egg sandwich, too. On a roll. No cheese, please.
You got it. I'll be back in a minute.
Is it just you, or are we waiting for someone else?
I'm sorry, what?
Your hands. If you really work the power lines down there, your hands wouldn't look like that. I know we gotta be waiting for somebody else.
Motherfucker. Hands where I can see him. We take a little walk across the street, me and you. Black Denali.
Here we go. The fuck?
You vary from these instructions and I'm gonna kill you, understand? All right.
Who you think I am? Who you want me to be?
If there was ever anything that encapsulated the peak of Hollywood cinema, it's having the privilege to watch a 58-year-old Denzel Washington completely maul a whole room of grown men in less than a minute while doing the best Alex Pereira Stonehenge emoji impression. The Equalizer has become a relatively iconic name in the action genre, and it's pretty easy to see why. It's a film about societal injustices and imbalances. It follows a man that has the ability to even the scales and does everything in his power to essentially protect the little guy. I think it's exactly the type of revenge, albeit a bit formulaic, vigilante story that people really like and resonate with, because we want someone like this in real life to just have the skills to change things for the better by their own will. It's definitely a huge part of the film's popularity. You're not going to find the next coming of Martin Scorsese's The Godfather or anything in this movie, but the action is well executed. Denzel Washington has been a badass since the beginning of time, and he's badass here. And there are actually some really cool looking shots throughout it. It obviously falls victim to some classic action tropes like some overdramatic, exaggerated moments and pretty shallow antagonists to be honest, but I mean, it's an enjoyable film with likable characters, a protagonist with just enough layers to stay interesting, and I mean, Denzel Washington, you can't really ask for more than that. There are actually a lot of really well done action sequences in The Equalizer, but my personal favorite is actually the very first one.
You're lost, дедушка.
There's something so great about the simplicity of this entrance that really works. He doesn't bust through the roof like Batman or lurk in the shadows with a smoke grenade in some grand over-the-top fashion. He simply politely knocks and lets himself through the front door. In this case, less is definitely more.
Gave me that a couple of nights ago.
You've had lots of cards. You still can get it up, дедушка?
I'm here about a certain girl. She got beat up pretty bad.
I'm thinking that maybe you have wrong address, дедушка.
As the negotiation begins, as an audience, we probably know that this is not going to go smoothly, but we also know that while we haven't seen McCall in action at this point, there is probably more to him that meets the eye. From his confidence in just entering a room full of multiple armed gangsters to his ice-cold stoic demeanor, it's clear from the start, just from his mannerisms, that he probably isn't in any danger. The real draw of the scene isn't the tension of if McCall is going to get out of this situation, but exactly how he intends to go about it. He gives them every chance to reverse their decision, to the point where he's willing to pay $9,800 to a manipulative criminal and would have gone through with the deal had they accepted.
I can give you $9,800. It's cash.
You're wanting to give me $9,000.
$9,800. Cash.
For what?
For freedom.
Ага. Посмотри на него. This guy gonna give me $9,000 for one single piece of pussy. Ah, it must be Ferrari pussy. Fucking Americans think that you can come into my place of business and just buy whatever you want. Beautiful Russian girls, no problem. Just throw down this bullshit money. You fucking insult me. I'm just fucking with you, man. But you've got very big balls coming in here. I like that. So, $9,000 for the troublemaker.
This level of patience and the decision to always give the opposition a chance to opt out are McCall's most consistent traits throughout the series, and they do a great job of displaying that for the first time here.
You forget something? Throw it to the guy.
The way he slowly closes the door and immediately transitions into a killer, analyzing every object in the room, and in the moment we're left imagining exactly what he's going to do to these guys, marking the estimated time like he's working a regular job and then just goes ahead and does it. What I love about this fight sequence is that it establishes what type of fighter McCall is. He's resourceful, crafty, and efficient. He never brings any weapons with him, but uses everything around him as a weapon. The behind the scenes for this film actually stated that Denzel himself proposed this idea, saying that he would only do the movie if his character didn't use any guns, and the way they executed this concept really works. McCall doesn't have any flair or flashiness to his style. He's simply hyper-aware and uses whatever he can to improvise and eliminate the enemy as quickly as possible. This type of fighting style really makes him stand out and reflects the type of calm, calculated character he is.
That we could do something a little different here, that he didn't have to use a gun to deliver the impact that he does.
He uses his physical skills and takes what you have and uses it against you.
I essentially watched the whole Equalizer trilogy in the span of a few days, so all of the movies are still pretty fresh in my mind. If I'm being honest, there are much better action franchises to experience. You'll probably find better high-paced action in John Wick or Jason Bourne. The action throughout the series is brutal and unrestrained. The actual choreography of the scenes is well executed and quick. It's not overly technical or unbelievable, just the right amount of pure violence. McCall is an interesting character because of his emotional complexity and conflictions. A good man who doesn't know if he deserves a peaceful life because he does bad things to protect other good people. Though I feel like they could have gone even deeper into his character. They gradually embrace him as this immovable personification of death, but investing more in his inner conflicts could have made for a far more compelling story. They definitely had the opportunity to make something that not many action films have done in the past, and I do feel they kind of just settled too much. Regardless, I think the Equalizer series is the epitome of a certain genre of action that really resonates with a lot of people. It's a type of story that speaks a lot on the desire for vengeance and justice. We constantly see people in power through media that do terrible things but never see the consequences for it. As brutal and primal as it is, we wish someone could just swoop in and fix all of our problems. The Equalizer trilogy is one that is riddled with flaws in my opinion, but is it an enjoyable, hopeful experience that I loved witnessing for the past few years? Most definitely.